Imagine this: you enter into a room, and she cannot stop staring at you. She doesn't know why. There's something about you, something she cannot control. You don't chase her. You don't strive to impress her. You don't even appear to notice her. And yet, she can't get you out of her mind. What's going on here is not supernatural. It's psychology. It is a strategy. It's one of Machiavelli's darkest and most forbidden methods, used not to manipulate, but to uncover what actually ignites human desire. See, Machiavelli was never about love or romance. He was about power, about what makes people move, obey, and obsess. But what many individuals do not understand is that his concepts, when used in relationships, explain why some individuals chase and others are chased. His forbidden method unveils something frightening: people lack interest in those who give them attention. They prefer those who make them feel uncertain, curious, and somehow unbalanced. Think about this: each time you show too much attention, the enigma fades. Each time you justify yourself, apologize excessively, or overthink how you look, you lose power. Machiavelli would call that the mistake of being transparent. He believed that power resides in what is hidden, not what is shown. In his realm, people should never absolutely know your plans. Once they can predict you, they stop being afraid to lose you. That's the first rule of the forbidden method: control perception, not action. In simple terms, it's not about acting to be a person you are not. It's about learning the art of silence and presence. When you enter into a room, do not explain yourself. Don't try to show your value. Just exist with calm self-assurance. Let her fill in the voids. Because when someone doesn't know exactly who you are, they put their dream onto you. She will think, why is he so relaxed? Why doesn't he try to get my attention? That curiosity is the ignition that starts obsession. The second rule: use scarcity, not excess. Machiavelli once said, "Men love more what is taken from them than what is offered freely." It's a painful reality, but in modern dating, it's everywhere. The more you message her, the more you try to stay in her context, and the less she appreciates your presence. But when you disappear, when you concentrate on your ambitions, when you become a guy whose attention must be earned, that's when she starts feeling your absence. Your silence speaks louder than your words. And the irony: the less you try to impress her, the more she tries to impress you. But here's the fact: this is not about manipulation. It's about vitality. Machiavelli understood human behavior better than many individuals alive today. He understood that people desire something they can't truly have. Desire thrives on ambiguity. If she knows you will always be there, she relaxes. She stops chasing. But when you are determined, unpredictable, and focused on your own mission, she has to struggle for your attention. And in that process, she begins to obsess. The third rule of the forbidden method is emotional contrast. Machiavelli said that a great master uses both fear and love but never lets one destroy the other. In relationships, this involves balance. Be gentle but never desperate. Be warm, but not available all the time. Be passionate, but also logical. When she realizes you are capable of a profound connection but also full freedom, you turn into something special. You become the contradiction, the man who can love but never needs to. That contradiction drives women crazy. Let's pause for a moment and think about this in modern words. A man who messages her continuously, updates her on every decision, and tries to keep her attention isn't considered romantic anymore. He's seen as replaceable. But the man who lives a life she can't completely access, who gives her hints but never the full story, that man becomes an enigma. And what's an enigma must be solved. The fourth rule: never disclose full emotions too soon. Machiavelli said that the man who controls his emotions controls his adversaries. In your situation, emotions aren't your enemy, but your instincts are. If she pulls away, don't chase. If she tests you, remain calm. When she flirts with another man, remain silent. Your calmness will confuse her since many men crumble. But if you don't, she will begin to wonder, what kind of man doesn't get envious? What does he know that I don't? That question is where obsession gets started. The fifth rule of the forbidden method: always be doing something more significant than her. Not to offend her, but to tell her that you have an empire to build. Machiavelli believed that power derives from a mission. A ruler without a purpose loses everything, and a man without direction loses the respect of the people around him. When you have a purpose, when your time is valued, others instinctively appreciate it. She will desire to be part of that world, not all of it. But if you make her your world, you will lose her interest quicker than you imagine. Now, here's where it gets even more dramatic, because the ultimate rule, the sixth, is the one that the majority of men are too scared to apply. Machiavelli knew that at some point, to maintain power, you have to be prepared to walk away. That's the height of strength, not resentment, not revenge, just silence and goodbye. When she feels your presence diminishing, not out of spite, but calmness, it hits her profoundly. She discovers you were never bound by her attention. You were just passing by. That's the forbidden power many men never understand. It's not about playing games, it's about comprehending the laws of human determination. We chase what we are afraid of losing. And the reality is, she doesn't want another guy who bends to her emotions or seeks her approval. She wants the man who stays firm regardless of what she does, the man who's free even when he loves. Therefore, if you want her to obsess over you, not out of manipulation, but attraction, then remember this: don't try to persuade her to want you. Become the kind of guy who doesn't need her. Because the moment you stop chasing, you begin attracting. Machiavelli would say it like this: control yourself and you control the game.